guys, Dorothy here with Done by Dorothy, and we're here today for day 8 of our Christmas ephemera giveaway and tutorial series that we're doing, the 25 days of Christmas. Today, like I said, is day 8, so we're going to be working with these images. There's a small ATC card style of the deer with the 25 days. Then there's a larger one, which we're going to do something different with that. And then there is the postcard with all the berries on it. So that is what we're going to be using today for day 8. So let's get started. So we're going to be doing a mini journal flip inside. So it'll be a mini journal on the front. And hopefully you guys can see that. And it opens up. There's a little seal. I got some vintage seals I found. There's a little pocket with a little ATC card, and it's just inked on the back. A blank page to journal on. A little tuck with some note paper. A little tag. Simple little tag that opens up and just sort of tucks into the leftover because I didn't want to waste anything. Then it's actually attached to the page. So you open it, actually opens up so you have additional journaling. So it gives you lots of journaling spots. So set this to the side and let's get started. First off, we're going to need a coffee and tea dyed paper. So you're going to take your page, fold it in half, then you're going to fold it in half again. Let me find my score tool here so I can burn it and burnish it down very well. Then you can do it with, you know, any kind of cutting board or whatever. I'm just going to use my scissors and estimate. I'm just going to cut the side off. You want to make sure you cut the side where the fold was. So you have your page, you fold it in half. Then if you fold it up, it's going to be that inside part. So when you get done, you should be able to open that up. And you can throw it in your scrap pile or in the trash because it's so teeny tiny if you want. Use it for a little faux ribbon. So it opens up. So your fold should be what you cut off. Okay. So there's that. So there's our pages. So we have 4 pages. So you have 8 pages on the journal. So let's work on the cover. Now on the cover that I did on mine, I used a solid piece of paper. I had some leftover scraps of digital paper, Christmas paper, and I just used that, but I used most of that. So now we're going to actually collage. And to start out, I took that postcard that had the cranberries on it, or the berries on it, and I fussy cut the berries out. So when I got done, I ended up with this. I'm going to ink around the edges for that. And I'm, you know, not going to be perfect about it. I'm just going to hit the edges really fast because we are going to be gluing it down. So, but I just sort of want that depth around the edges. And I don't even sort of hit the sides, sort of hit the top right around the edges. I just sort of go around it. You guys, of course, me with my normalness, I go on or whatever. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Okay, so we know we have that. How do I want to put this? Yeah, I'm going to put it this way with the vine. Okay, so I have a little bit of that piece of that scrap left over. I got some vintage music sheets. I have just this little piece of red square where I was doing faux stamps. I have this little piece of a doily, so I thought I would use that. So let's start with the doily. I'm going to ink around the edges for that because I just sort of like giving it that vintage look. Actually, you know what? Let me grab my page. Let's just ink this whole thing up. And I'm not going to worry about it, you know, being in even ink. Or I'm just sort of going to just sort of push and spin being very careful because, you know, this stuff is very, very fragile. I sort of want a mixed look where it's like been aged at different spots. So that works good for me. Just to give it sort of that little bit of a aged look. Okay. Let's just run with it. We'll just glue it down and go. I know you guys are going, what? She's not going to lay it out? And look, I'm just going to go. Because I have found that sometimes we undo things, or we do things the hardest. I know I want this to be stuck at the side. Not quite over all that far because I want to put some base up the spine. Okay, so we have that. And then I have this. How about, yeah, let's keep this square, put it up the side, solid. I think that'll look good. Let's see. I'm going to leave about 1/8 of an inch all the way around, roughly. So I'm just not even going to measure, just going to eyeball it. Ink around my edges. Cover up that white edge. And this was some leftover Christmas paper from, I want to think it's like Festive Christmas. Polka Doodles Crafting, I believe they're based out of the UK, is where I got it from. I will try to link it in the description. It's an actual digital scrapbooking kit, not just like a junk journaling or pages. It's a scrapbook kit. So it comes with tons of ephemera and tons of paper, and I mean, it's just a huge, huge, huge kit. And it was really reasonably priced, and I think I actually got it on, it was not expensive to start with, and then I got it on sale, so I got it even cheaper. So I will try to link it down below. They do run specials and stuff like that all the time. So, okay, there's that. Sort of lay this on here and see how this would look so far. Okay, I like that. Yeah, I think I'll put red right there in the corner. That's the extent of me, like, guesstimating as I put stuff down. I just sort of look and go. So I'm going to put that right there. And if you hear noises in the background, my husband's home today, so that's all that is. And I want some music in here. Music. I think I want to ink it up too. I want it to stay with that sort of more of a, I have some really, really, then I'm going to come in and really hit the edges really good so it's extra dark around the edges. I think give it even more of a vintage look. I mean, it was already vintage, but it had still managed, where it had been kept in a piano bench for so long, it managed to keep the whiteness. I'm going to go ahead and I just sort of make sure I don't get a lot of ink, you know, on my sponge when I do it, and just sort of go around and drag it so you don't get those circles that you get if you hit too hard. I'm going to go ahead and ink up the outside of this because I may use this whole piece. I've been trying to use a lot of this. I have a lot of vintage items and things that I've got, and I just don't. I tend to hoard it and not use it, and I really need to use it, I guess, instead of letting it just sit. So there's that. So how about we put this? Ooh, I'll put this right here. Yes. And I get an idea of about, you know, what I want in my head. And if I don't, then I just sort of play around with it till I figure. But see, I really like how the background shows. But at the same time, yeah, that's sort of adding a little. And I think I want this down along the bottom edge. Or maybe up along the side. I think I got that there. So I ended up going back to where I started at in the first place. And I'm going to put that down close to the side. Slide it up about halfway between the edge and about a 1/16 of an inch up, just so it's not on the edge dragging. Okay, so yes, I like it. Yep. Let's glue it down. I forget sometimes I'm filming when you get to crafting. You're having so much fun and enjoying what you're doing. You don't pay attention that you're crafting or that you're filming. And I forget to look up. Probably because sometimes I craft and I am not filming, so. Okay, so I know I want to make sure that this goes over and I want just a tad bit of red showing. So I want that there. And everything else goes where it goes. And there you go. There's the front cover. Okay, I do want to run some lace up the side. I'm going to attach it. I'm going to take the easy way. I'm going to use my Tim Holtz tiny attacher again, or any kind of stapler. You could sew it if you want to sew it. I just stapled mine in. Now I want to run. Let's see what. Yeah, that's what I thought I used. I want to use some lace edging, and this is lace that I got from the Dollar Tree. So $1 a spool from the Dollar Tree, and it's just with, you know, all their other little lace and ribbon and stuff that they have. So, you know, $1 for a thing, you get quite a bit. You can use it sparingly throughout or whatever if you don't have a large budget, you know, for lace. If you have a budget for lace, then, you know, that's great. Then you can really, you know, add up. It really takes color really well too. So you can, you know, ink and dye it up and all kinds of stuff and make all different kinds of colors out of it. It already has that sort of tan look, so you get that vintage look to it, although I'll vintage it up a little bit more in here in a second. And I just lay it on there and put it down with the Fabri-Tac again. Because if I'm using fabric, I try to always use my Fabri-Tac because it holds and it keeps. I've had some stuff with Fabri-Tac on it that's lasted quite a bit, so I just feel safer doing that. Then I'm going to pull it over and glue it to the back. And that's a little crooked, but you know what? There we go. There we go. I'm not even going to bother cutting the tips off to even it up or anything. I'm just going to leave it ragged. I'm going to grab my ink blender, just sort of hit my spine a little bit to darken it up a little bit, and then just very easily run it across the front and run it across the back. So while we're here and I've got the back facing up, we are going to use our 25 days where we're marking every day. We're putting a number on, and I love this set because it's so different. And today we're on day 8. As you guys know, hopefully I can do a better inking job than I did yesterday. Okay, so ink it up and let's put it in the middle. Just gonna put it in the middle. And this is the number 8. You have 7 lines and 1 solid dot, and it's in the shape of an 8. So see, I like the way it's so different. So you sort of carry the numbers through, but it's different. And I'm actually did not ink my little prototype I showed you guys earlier, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it while I have my stamp out and everything here, so I'll have it done too. Okay, so that is done. While we have it, well, we'll do that in a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to do is, in the very first page, I have these vintage seals, and I'm just putting a seal on that page just as a decorative. You could use any kind of Christmas sticker or anything. I just sort of wanted that because I like that sort of vintage feel. And I could have put a ribbon or something there, but I just sort of wanted a lot of that journaling space, and we're putting something over here. Then I got that vintage seal at the Goodwill in a bag, and these are really, really old treat bags. They were made in China. I'm not sure how old they are, or where they even came from. It just says item number 781, Natural Trees Cello bags. So, and it comes with like the little silver ties and the foil. So we're going to use the bag and create a pocket. So I actually used part of a bag yesterday, so I'm going to use that bag again. So I'm just going to cut off a section. Just sort of mark it where I want it and just cut it off. Then I'm just open my bag up and just sort of cut the front section off so I can use it. And then I've got extra left over to do the others with. I'm going to set that aside and make sure I get my trees right side up. And I'm just going to mark this again and trim it down. And this does not have to be perfect at all. There we go. Then I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac. You can use, you know, just about anything. I like using Fabri-Tac, gets that permanent hold. And I'm just going to do, just like when you're doing a pocket, all around all three sides. And when I tried this yesterday, the Fabri-Tac held the best of all the glues that I had. So, and I tried it out several different ways. You probably could use super glue or the art glitter glue. I can get mine to hold, but these are older bags too, so. But you could use tissue paper for this. You could use, you know, your tea-dyed paper and stamp it or decorate it. Any kind of, really any kind of, anything. And cut, just, you know, cut your rectangle out and put it on there. I just wanted to use this because I thought it was sort of cute and cheerful. And then I have a scrap piece of lace just laying over here, so I'm going to add it to the bottom. Or do I want to put it to the top? I think we'll put it to the top this time. I did it on the bottom last time, so I'll do it on the top this time. Just throw that on there. And my Fabri-Tac, because I'm using lace. And then I'm just going to lay that on there, and then we'll trim it up here in a second. Scrap sticking on my finger. Okay, we have that. So we're going to take our little card, and this is the one we just inked the back up. Because every once in a while it's nice just to have a little bitty tag in there that's just sort of plain. And I'm not even, because I know some people don't have stencils, so I'm literally going to take, get my blender or whatever ink, and then just, and I'm not going to worry if it does, because it'll blend out. Just keep rubbing it. Just rub it across. There we go. A nice inked up back, and we're just going to drop that in there. And the cutest thing is you can actually see it partially through the pocket where the cellophane is. I really like that. And I'm not going to put, anything else in here, so I have extra room for later on if we're going to put any tucks or any extra tags, ephemera and stuff like that. Because we have some other stuff coming, and sometimes we'll have space to, but I'm sorry, my nose is like all crazy today. Okay, so next over, we're going to use our big tag here. And we're actually, I need to get these are Tim Holtz Tonic Studios, the small Tim Holtz scissors. Okay, so I'm going to sort of fussy cut out of this, but we're going to use it too. So I'm just going to go inside the frame right here, right inside the gold part of the frame. I'm going to cut it up to the snow, and you'll see where the color changes, where there's like a blue and a white, and then you get sort of brown around the little cabin. I'm going to go and cut the snowy part off, and I'm just going to sort of cut along there till I cut up to the bottom of the pole. And I'm going to go up the side of the pole. I'm going to cut the 25, little cut 25 banner out. And then there's a small bit of blue in there. I'll cut that out. I'm going to cut along the signpost. Make sure I cut along the top of the snow. The top. I'm going to cut along the signpost down to where the snow is. And then I'm just going to cut along the snow and cut it across. Then I'm going to cut down again the inside of the gold. Like that. Okay, then I'm going to set this to the side because we're going to use that in a little bit. You have my deer. And then I'm going to grab my envelope punch. Again, it's circle, a corner cutter. Your corner tool. I just used this. It was right here. So I'm going to round my corners. Then I'm going to ink it up really good. Then I'm going to position it down in my corner, and I'm going to glue just along this edge, and the signpost. So you're going to have it across the bottom, up the side, across in here, and then up the signpost. So we can make a tuck out of it. So across the bottom, where the signpost is, and then I'm going to actually glue the signpost down because I don't want it to get caught and get torn off. And I'm just going to position it down in my corner. And I'm going to go about, 1/8 of an inch away. And I'm just going to glue it down. Cover my glue back up. Now, let me grab my rag I've been using. Grab my brush. I'm going to grab my brush, and I'm going to grab my sparkle gel medium that we made, the glittery gel medium we made the other day. I can get my jar up, and there we go. I'm going to grab it. You guys remember we made it with the eyeshadow and all that, and I'll link it in below. I'm going to grab a little bit of that, and I just want to go over where the snow is, just to sort of give it a little bit of a difference. It'll have a texture, but it'll also have, you know, that little bit of a nice snowy glare where it's all on the ground. So I just sort of cover the ground, you know, all the snow is at. So it has sort of a shimmer. And it's not going to be a massive shimmer, just a small bit of shimmer. If you want more shimmer, you can add glitter. Not just the eyeshadow, but glitter. I'm actually going to be doing a glitter medium. So we'll be doing that here in the next several days. And you just do a coat or two. And then I'm going to drop my brush back into my water where it soaks. I'm going to set this to the side. And find my little pages I have. Okay. And I've got two little notebook pieces that have, it's just sort of a winter scene. But they're blank on the back. And I wanted to sort of keep them, you know, sort of white. So I'm just going to glue these back to back because they're the same exact size. The only thing that I did to these is in the very bottom corner, and you'll find it on a lot of the little notepads you find. In the very bottom little corner, there's always like little numbers. And there was a little set of numbers, so I cut the very bottom line off. And I'm using my art glitter glue because it doesn't buckle my paper and make it all wibbly wobbly. So I'm just going to match my pages up. And if it's not exactly matched, you can slide it. You got a little bit of time to slide it around when you first put it on there, but you got to hurry using our glitter glue. And I'm going to burnish it down really good so I know that it's going to hold together really good. If it's uneven, you can cut the sides off and even it up if it's your prerogative, if that's what you decide to do. I'm not. I'm just going to ink mine around the edges. Just sort of add that older look to it. And I mean, there's a lot of things you could do if you wanted more, you know, more to it. You could stencil snowflakes across it. You know, the lines are still going to show through because they're darker. Or, you know, little snowmen or whatever. I sort of wanted mine to sort of be a little grubby paper. And then I'm going to fold it into thirds, or I'm going to guesstimate to fold it in thirds. I guess it doesn't have to be exact. And then I'm going to ink these edges and then flip it on the inside and ink those where the folds are, because your folds are going to be worn. If you want to just hit it a couple places, you can darken, you know, add a little grunge to it if you want to. So you can add a little grunge on the inside just to run your blender across there. You don't have to hit it everywhere. Sometimes a little goes a long way. And I'll show you in a minute when I open it up. Sorry guys, this time of year is getting me. Okay, so and there's your little aged paper by the time you get it done. So see, it looks really good. I'm going to fold it up, pull out my paper over here and see, yeah, it's pretty well dry. So I'm going to fold it up and then it's just going to tuck in there behind the little deer on the side. I just thought it was really cute as a little tuck to the side. And I thought I was going to put some cheesecloth and stuff behind it, but I think if you did that, it would sort of take away from the deer. So that's why it got left the same. Then on our final page, what I did is I took this and I went right above where the signpost was and I cut straight across all the way to the inside of the gold frame, right like that. Then I cut right up along the edge of the gold frame. That left for this. Ink it up, because everything's better with a little Tim Holtz ink, right? So, and you guys stay tuned. In January, we have a lot of really cool stuff that's getting ready to happen. Some changes to the channel. Not anything major. We're still going to keep the step-by-step. I will do step-by-step crafting. Okay. So, here you guys are. We're going to use the rest of this. You're going to make sure that you ink up. Ink around the top and down the one side. So basically you're creating an empty spot right here. Then I'm going to put it over here. In my book I actually put it over here, but I think it would be easier if you put it over here. And you're going to create that tuck there. Go, and then I'm going to look through, let's see if I have any. You know what, I know I've got a ton of scrap paper here. Let me find out. Okay, so I just found some scrap tea dye, coffee dye paper I have. I'm just going to cut this off. This is folded in half. So I'm going to glue it up because I just want to double and thicken it a little bit. Easy money. I'm going to cut the corner. Pick up my corner, hold it onto the other one. Cut along it, and then that way I know my corners are the same. I'm going to grab my hole punch, and I'm just going to punch a hole in the middle. Let's see, first things first, I'm going to grab a little ribbon. Hold on, I'm looking at my ribbon trying to find which one I really want to use. Yeah, I'll use that one. I'm gonna cut the ends diagonal. That's just something I do. Oh, I'm gonna grab my hole reinforcers. Hold on just a second. Hopefully I wasn't all up in the screen. If I was, then you got to see me. Okay. I'm going to throw my hole reinforcers around the top. And I just buy the bulk white hole reinforcers and then just ink them up. So, I mean, if you want them a little darker, you can darken it up if you want. Put your ribbon in. Go from behind. Grab your loop. Grab it. Pull. There you got that. And I want to use my, yeah, I want to use this because I think this is so cute. It's like my favorite, probably of all my Christmas washi. I don't know why. Then I'm going to put this right up there at the bottom. You want like just like a little gift. And then I come through, ink my edges. And I'm just going to create this little bitty tag. And again, it's just out of the coffee dyed paper, and it's a part of the scrap that we cut off the other day. Just make sure I have it in. Just to make a little tag. And I'm just going to stick it up there. I'm actually going to stick it, well, maybe we can stick it up there that way. It will fit. You put your little tag up in there, but I actually like it hanging upside down where it has the little thing at the bottom. So, like this one, let me pull out this one. This one, instead of just doing a tag, I actually put it on some, I made a little tag and then put it on some paper to put in there with the little bow at the top. So, that's that. We can do that real fast if you guys want to. Let's do that because I really like that. I'm going to cut my little bows down a little bit shorter so they won't get in the way, like that. Then I have this really cute, this is part of that extra paper I have left over too. And it's like little flannel or little old sweaters. Little sweaters. I remember my sweaters. My grandpa used to wear this little blue and white sweater like that. And both my grandparents have passed away. My grandfather passed away when I was 8, and my grandmother when I was 16. So, and I think I made this little paper too small. Yep, let's cut a bigger one. Let's just whack this off. Whack this off. And these were extras. I had made a little Christmas album for my mom. And it was left over from there, so Yeah, we'll have to cut a little bit of this off. Let's cut down the, I don't like cutting down the middle, but we'll cut down the middle right there. Okay, that shall work. Fold it in half, and it's probably till it'll be gonna be just about size. I'm gonna ink the edges. This really does look cute as a little booklet, but you really could put your tag up in there either way, depending on, you know, how you wanted to do it. And we've got a ton of tucks and flips and all kinds of stuff. This little journal is going to be so fat and chunky. I'm using my brush. This is actually when the makeup brushes work really, really well. For that. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to put my little tag at an angle. I think I sort of like things not so straight sometimes. So, there we go. And I do like the little booklet, I think, a little bit better than just the tag up in there. I think it looks cuter. And it just slides up in there like that. Okay, so the last thing, well, not the last thing, but grab my scoreboard and my score tool, which Lord only knows. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I'm just going to line this up on an, well, let me do it this way. That way it may be easier for some of you guys. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. And I'm just going to score at a 1/2 inch. And don't push too hard because you will bust through the paper if you're too rough. I'm just going to score at a 1/2 inch. Now you have one of two options when you do this. Just trying to find my page. Find my page I want to put it at. That's it right here. Okay. So, you have this, and this is going to be your little flap that you're sort of going to flip as you move your book back and forth. So, I sort of tilted mine at an angle again. You can either just glue the back, or you can washi tape it in if you think you want to remove it later. I'm just going to glue my back in. Right like that. I'm just flip my little booklet over where I sort of position it where I want it, because I don't want it in the spine. So don't put it, you know, right up against the spine. You need to leave, I would leave at least like a 1/2 inch or so, so you have that room. And put it in there. And then I'm going to grab this red and white washi because I think it's so cute. Even though I glued it, I'm going to put washi in there because it's not so much for, it's more for looks than anything. Just because I think it looks sort of cute, like it's, you know, glued in there. I'm going to pull it down a little far down here. There you go. So it shows through, like you just glued it in there haphazardly. So there's that. So, we have our little pocket here, and you could use, you know, any kind of washi or anything you had if you wanted to use it to decorate here. I have some green washi. I love this green washi. I just love washi. Can you guys tell? Yep. You know, you could, you know, put your green washi in there. And trim that up at the top a little bit. You know, the washi just sort of adds a little bit of color to it. And it helps reinforce it, obviously. I mean, even though washi's, you know, removable. Well, okay, some of it is. I've got some that won't remove once you put it down. I was saying you could just put that in there and add a little bit of green. So, I mean, you can do anything, but let's see, we have that. have our little deers and our little note paper. Over, we got our little tag and tuck in there. Our little journal on this page. And you can pull it out. Pull it out, which is why we didn't put that one on there. And you might want to pull it out and just sort of just hold it down. You journal on here and journal here. So it gives us some tucks. It fits right in, and as you can see, our little journal's getting quite chubby there. So, but that's it for today, and we will be back tomorrow with day 9 again. Like, subscribe, comment. I will try to put a link to, you know, the one Christmas set that I have, that I used. Trying to think if there's anything else. Nope. Stay tuned. We'll be back tomorrow for day 9. You guys have a great Sunday, and we will see you tomorrow on Monday.